Have you ever wanted to start overlanding but didn't know where to start? Well, if you have any of these, you'll be able to start overlanding right after you finish this video. Now, my definition of overlanding is pretty loose. It's essentially just camping, but you're not sleeping in the same spot twice. You're moving through or to destinations over the course of a couple days, weeks, or even longer. First essential thing you need to start overlanding is a rig. This could be any vehicle that'll get you reliably wherever you want to go. Your most common choices being mid-sized trucks and SUVs like my Tacoma or 4Runner, full-size trucks like a Tundra or the F-Series pickup, to even small hatchbacks like your Subaru Outback. Some even choose motorcycles for their overlanding rig. Could be like the BMW GS 1200 or the DR 650. Whichever rig you choose or have, you can start overlanding right now. You don't need a $30,000 build, long travel, and a big rooftop tent. There are plenty of off-road trails, Forest Service roads, and campgrounds that a stock vehicle can handle. You just have to know the limits of you and your rig. Knowing the limits is crucial for any adventure you seek. Knowing the limits is crucial for any adventure you seek, for your safety and for the sake of ruining your trip. Knowing the amount of traction the ground can give you. Is it slippery? How far can my rig articulate? Will my parts handle the stress? How good of a driver am I? Can I see the right line? And, well, you get the point. Now, if the conditions are too bad, it's okay to turn around. There's no sense in trying a bunch of sketchy stuff that would get you really stuck or hurt. Now, don't get me wrong, we go out here to enjoy the outdoors, but also to find our limits. And not everything can go perfect all the time, so I get stuck. Now, recovery gear is going to be one of the most valuable tools you can have, whether that's to recover yourself or someone else. A winch can be dangerous if used incorrectly, but it's going to be one of your most versatile tools in recovery. Traction boards are a great tool to let everybody know in the mall parking lot that you overland, but they do have actual use too. Traction boards aren't great by themselves. I view them more so as a tool to supplement your winch or your tow strap, because it helps to be able to pull yourself onto the traction board and provide that traction. Now, there are all sorts of different straps out there. Mainly one you'll want to accompany your winch will be a tree saver. This wraps around the tree that you want to hook your winch to, helps prevent damaging both the tree and your winch line. Then there is the tow strap and the kinetic rope. The kinetic rope is meant to be yanked and stretched, allowing for a much greater pulling force to help somebody get out of deep mud, sand. And the tow strap is meant for a much more static, slow, and gentle pull. Then, of course, you will need to attach your strap, winch, or rope to the attachment point. Now, I recommend a soft shackle and at least 2 standard shackles. Some of the essential camp gear you should have is a decent sleeping bag or some other form of good insulation. You don't need a rooftop tent. Save your money. Sleep in your car. Sleep on the ground. Some sort of map where you're planning on being, and having a physical one is always a great backup. Some source of shade or heat, depending on the weather conditions, and food. Now, I like to cook when I'm out on my trips, so I like to bring a cooler to hold my food. You can also bring a refrigerator or just a bunch of freeze-dried food. Another important thing is water, and I can't stress this enough. Bring water. Way more water than you think. You need it for drinking, you need it for cooking, for showers. If your trip's that long, you should plan your trip around being able to refill your water jug. Please bring water. Way more water than you think. If you end up breaking down, or if you end up in a not ideal situation, you want to have water. Now, let's say you broke down. You got a debeaded or punctured tire, broken tie rod, something like that. you gotta have the tools to make some basic repairs out on the trail. So I bring an impact wrench to be able to take my wheels off, various sizes of wrenches and sockets that most commonly are on my vehicle. This helps me save weight because there's no sense in bringing tools that won't fit your car. This helps me save on weight because there's no reason to bring tools that you won't need. A tire patch could be useful and a good alternative to switching to your spare. You should really consider bringing some spare fluids like coolant, oil, brake fluid, and fuel in case you develop a leak or run low on something. Now, if your trip requires a lot of putting your vehicle through a lot of stress, I suggest bringing some spare parts. Tie rods and CV axles are some of the most common parts to break out on the trail. Now, Loren, where do you put all this stuff? Well, turn around and I'll show you. I use Pelican cases attached to my roof rack to store all my recovery gear, tools, and other camping gear that I need to keep dry and organized. Most cars should come with a factory jack, but I use a high lift as it is more versatile and raise it up higher for a lifted vehicle. When you're going off-road, it's always a good idea to air down your tires for added traction, stability, and comfort, but you'll need something to air them back up. Now you can go with an onboard system or a portable like this Milwaukee one. It's also good to have a pack of zip ties and some electrical tape in case you need to make some quick repairs. So yeah, there are the basics to start overlanding. You don't need some crazy $60,000 build before you can start hitting the trails. Just remember to buy reliable gear and know the limits of you and your rig. If I forgot to mention anything that you feel should have been in the video, please let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.